Hello students, your instructor here, John Mandula with another screencast. This one, the study guide for the web quiz multimedia technologies class. Let's get started. First, what is multimedia? Basically, multimedia, if you just look at what the term is, multi, more than one, and media, which is, types of things. So, plus combination, that's the key word of text, audio, still images, animation, video, and or interactivity content forms. Can broadly be divided into two categories. Linear, in other words, hands-off of the end user, things like video and animation. In other words, things that you just watch happen. You don't really interact with it. Hitting pause and play and all that doesn't really count. I mean, it's more like you just watch it from front to back. Non-linear, hands-on for the end user, that would be things like the web in general, where you click through things and things happen. You decide where you go to with your clicks. Video games, certainly, whether they're console games like Xbox or whether they're happen on the computer or things like Facebook or whatever. Software, certainly, right? Where you click determines what happens next. And then presentations, so things like a PowerPoint presentation, it's actually hands-on for the creator and for the end user as they can flip back and forth through it and see things happen. Alright, multimedia and Flash. So Flash, of course, is a multimedia application. Let's focus right now on the scripting. As we can see here, ActionScript, which is a scripting language. It's much like a programming language, except for that it employs a runtime interpreter, whereas programming languages use compilers. Okay, so the major difference. Scripting languages use runtime interpreters, programming languages use compilers. C++, some of you may have heard that term. Most scripting languages are based on C++, which is a very popular general purpose programming language. A lot of applications are written in C++, or at least in part on C++, or in programming and scripting languages based on C++. Some students get exposed to that as early as junior high or high school, taking classes and learning the basics of C++. Again, scripting versus programming. Scripting generally for short commands. So for example, in your Flash projects where you enter in just the script that you need for it to work, a few buttons here and there, and you register them and give them functions. Whereas programming is generally for writing entire applications. In other words, you need to write a lot of code for a lot of things that may happen, whether or not the user ever employs them. Where is multimedia? So multimedia can be on single computers, created and consumed all at the same time. Desktop software is the best example of that. Think of something like Flash, you can create it on Flash, and then watch it play back the Flash player. Another place multimedia is, of course, is the web. So you can create and consume things online for others to interact with. Social media, things like Facebook and YouTube are the biggest and best examples of multimedia being created and consumed online. YouTube even now offers video editing of your videos, which is nice. Speaking of the web, it's good to think about website organization. So this is Adobe Muse, a screenshot from that. It's a program in beta from the Adobe Labs. And what's really nice is just this view right here. It's in a plan stage. It's this software used for creating websites. And you can see here, on the left you have the index.html, would be the home page. It would be the first page of a website you interact with. Generally going to get named index.html or HTML. Now if you want to get to a child page, in other words, a page that's a little bit deeper into the site, you're going to have to go first through a parent page. So you can see that those are highlighted in pink. Parent page might be like, what we're doing, and then as you can see, the other parent pages would be to the right, like what we are, and blah 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 about us. But the child pages would be things like, web design, copywriting. All these things are child pages because you have to go through this page to get to them. Right, so a parent and a child page. Multimedia software, you have the Adobe Creative Suite. Does a number of things like image editing, animation, interactive. Autodesk does a lot of heavy lifting of 3D animation, motion graphics, and drafting. So CAD is a Autodesk application. And for business multimedia, so multimedia is actually a pretty common thing. It's really not that new anymore. Office does things like page layout, presentations. It can even do graphics creation with PowerPoint export.